Okay, let's have a look at the law of demand. Law of demand. First of all, these few definitions: demand, the quantity of a product that buyers are willing and importantly are able to purchase at any given price over a period of time. Law of demand: when the price of a product increases, rises, the quantity demanded for that product decreases or falls, and vice versa, or the opposite is true, ceteris paribus. Ceteris paribus is where we assume that all other factors besides the one or two that we are focusing on, that we are analyzing, all other factors remain unchanged. Let's look now at this demand curve. This demand curve we have on the vertical or y-axis, we've got price P. On the horizontal or x-axis, we have quantity demanded QD. Now, the most important thing to notice about the demand curve is that it slopes downwards from left to right. The demand curve slopes downwards from left to right. Okay, so next let's have a look again at another demand curve. Let's focus for the moment on these 2 points, point D1 and D2. At D1, the price 200, quantity demanded 20. Now moving along the demand curve to point D2, demand 2. At D2, we see that the price is 300 and the quantity demanded is 10. So what do we notice here? We see that when there's an increase in the price from 200 to 300, the result or the consequence is a decrease in quantity demanded from 20 to 10. So an increase in price results in a decrease in quantity demanded. This movement from point D1 to point D2 on the demand curve. This is known as a contraction of demand with an increase in price increase. The quantity demanded for the product is lessened, is decreased. Okay, so we notice this negative relationship between price and quantity demanded, a negative relationship, increase in price resulting in a decrease in quantity demanded. Why do we have this negative relationship? There are 2 reasons. First reason, the income effect. Second reason, the substitution effect. The income effect, or a person's wage, person's earnings, their income. If you think about it for a moment, if the price of a product increases and if your wage, your earnings, your income remain the same, you will have less money to spend on that product, so the quantity demanded will therefore be less. Okay, so because of this income effect, an increase in price results in a decrease in quantity demanded. The other reason for this negative relationship, the substitution effect. Substitution effects refer to similar kinds of products that are similar. For example, tea and coffee. Okay, if the price of a cup of tea increases, it is likely that you will demand less tea, you will drink less tea. If the price of a cup of tea increases, demand for tea will decrease, and you may switch to an alternative, a substitute product such as coffee. So with the price increase uh, of a cup of tea, demand for tea would be less, and it is possible, it's likely that maybe you would want to switch to an alternative product, a substitute product. So this is with an increase in price increase, we have a contraction of demand. What about, let's move on to the next slide, a price decrease, a decrease in price. So here we have point D3 and D4, point D3 and D4. At D3, the price is 200, the quantity demanded 20. Moving alongside the demand curve from D3 to D4, at point D4, price 100, quantity demanded 30. So what do we notice? We see that this decrease in price decrease from 200 to 100, that's point D3, results in an increase in quantity demanded from 20 to 30. Price decrease results in an increase in quantity demanded, point D3 to D4. This is known as an extension of demand, an expansion or extension of demand, this decrease in price. So again, we notice this negative relationship between price and quantity demanded. And the two reasons we saw from the previous slide, the income effect, the wages that people earn, and the substitution effect. Okay, so in the same way, if the price of a product decreases and if your earnings remain the same, it is likely that you'll be able to afford more and to be able to buy more and to demand more of that product at a decreased, at a lower price. And similar, the substitution effect. The price of a cup of tea decreases, you would probably want to purchase more cups of cups of tea. Price the price of a cup of tea decreases, you'd be able to purchase more and demand more of a cup of tea. Okay, so this short video was about law of demand. We saw this negative relationship between price and quantity demanded, and the reasons are these two factors: income and substitution. Thank you very much indeed.